Okay, so today what I did was I showed that my two goods were silk flowers and dream catchers. Every hour I'm able to make 10 silk flowers and 5 dream catchers. This is the chart just showing that for each hour, for each day, if I work 10 hours in a day, I would be able to make 106 silk flowers or 0 dream catchers, and it continues that pattern there. This is a PPF graph that shows in a whole day if I just took all 10 hours and made nothing but silk flowers, I could make 100. Or if I take the whole day, the whole 10 hours, and only made dream catchers, I could only make 50 dream catchers. And these are the points in between. Now, if I were to only make, not utilizing all of my resources or time here to make an efficient amount of goods here. Now this dot up here represents possible amount I could make, but unfortunately without the technology or resources we can't make that. Now my mom helped me out on this even though she didn't know she did. My mom, in the same amount of hour, is able to make 15 silk flowers, and in that also in an hour she can only make 3 dream catchers. So basically if she worked for 10 hours a day, she can make 150 silk flowers, or she could make 30, and then or 30 dream catchers. So this graph here shows that basically, so in 10 hours for a whole work day she can make 150 silk flowers, or if she devoted all her time she could make 30 dream catchers in a day. Now obviously mom makes more silk flowers than I can in a 10-hour period. However, I'm able to make more dream catchers in an hour period. So basically, when looking at one dream catcher, when I make one dream catcher, it only costs me 2 silk flowers. However, my mom, when she makes one dream catcher, it costs her 5 silk flowers. So that's why I have the comparative advantage there. However, for me, when making a silk flower, it is actually costing me half of a dream catcher that I could be making. Now, on the other hand, when my mom makes one silk flower, it is only costing her 1/5 of a dream catcher that she could be making. Now, looking at the graph, you can obviously see my mom has an absolute advantage when it comes to making silk flowers. She clearly makes quite a bit more than I am able to in 1 hour or in a 10-hour period, and vice versa. When it comes to dream catchers, in that same 10-hour period, I'm able to make more dream catchers than she is. So this is me and mom looking at the best way to trade. Since she had the comparative advantage in making silk flowers and I had the comparative advantage in making the dream catchers, each of us specialized. So for the whole day, she made 150 of the silk flowers and I made 50 of the dream catchers. So for us to have a little bit more after we traded than we had originally, she would have to trade me at least 51 of her silk flowers, and that gives me 1 more than I would have made on my own in that hour, or in that day. And I gave her 16 dream catchers, which is also 1 more than what she made in that day. And specializing, she made 24 more silk flowers than she would have that day. And I made 34 more dream catchers than I would have in that day.